Hi guys, I'm back. So I wanted to continue on it, just talking about what is a real man, Everybody else think my beard is looking really ginger. Oh, never noticed that really. I knew there were bits of ginger in it, but so yeah, no, I always get sidetracked, but just wanted to carry on with that conversation. So the main takeaway from it, like earlier, before I got interrupted, is a real man is defined by their actions and who they are as a person, not by the materials that they have. And a real man is someone who people look up to, they're like, I want to be like that guy when I'm older. I want to be like him, not I want to have the same things that he has. Do you see what I mean? It's like I admire his values and beliefs. He's someone who stands up for what he believes in, he doesn't ever go away from that. He's consistent. He looks out for other people, not just himself. Being selfish is a very unmasculine trait, I would say. And I was talking about this earlier, but we really have put our faith in the wrong kinds of men. And I think young fellas nowadays are just so lost that they will gravitate towards anyone they see with status and power because they think that's what modern women want. And let's call it what it is. A lot of times men want to impress women. That's what their main goal is, because they want to, have all the beautiful women pining over them. And I could sit here giving women advice, but I'm not a woman, so I think it would be very hypocritical. I find it hard, but I do think there's good women out there. I think women are lost as well. They think that, I need security, so that's, like, you can't get away from your primal goal, which is security, safety, and all that sort of thing. Then with men, they want the same, but it's always been a man's job to kind of provide that, and now we're being told we have to be more sensitive, but at the end of the day, a woman wants someone who can look after them, and that's fair enough, you understand. But with modern women being better at looking after themselves, like better capable, that they're going to college, they're making good money, they don't need a man. And while that's a good thing, that means, at least if you hear the same thing I hear, women date in terms of like upwards in status, so they don't date someone who's a lower status than them. So where, like, you might have a rich businessman going out with a waitress and Hooters. Hooters? That's what I always hear. But you won't have the same thing if roles were reversed, because men are supposed to be well off, they're supposed to have money and be able to look after the woman, typically anyway. And I don't think we've gone that far from the gender norms. But we've such a skewed idea of what it means to be a man nowadays and what it means to be a woman. Obviously influenced heavily by social media. Like, I compare myself to so many other men, and then I think to myself, I'm doing the best with what I have. That's all I can do. That's all any of us can do, really. But we want the best of everything. We can't have the best of everything, at least not all the time. I'm not saying settle, that's a bad word, but appreciate what you've got when you have it. I know they say you never appreciate something until it's gone, but we should try. A lack of gratitude is really evident right now. We want a supermodel as men, we want a Pamela Anderson. All of us do, and then women want someone who looks like, has the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger but the bank account of Jeff Bezos. Then again, Arnold Schwarzenegger's not bad. Like, he's not doing too bad for himself either. But cherry picking. I think we could see it more with women. They're very specific about what they want, and the man that they want doesn't exist. I think most men are like, oh, blonde hair, blue eyes, and the rest that I won't go into, but, you know, we're simple creatures, us men. But one thing that always bothers me is how you hear a man carrying on when he's around other men versus how he carries on around women, you know, the fakeness. And look, like, yeah, there's certain jokes you can make around men that you can't make around women. But it kind of makes me sick to think, oh, it's all an act. They just want to sleep with as many women as possible, but they don't actually give a shit about anyone, you know, it's just getting the ride and that's it. That's not a real man either, you know. I'm not saying you have to commit to every relationship and that's going to be your wife, you know, you see, you know, but don't sell yourself short. If you don't like the woman, don't go out with her. Just for sex. Like, is that really what you're going to do it for? Like, I think that's pretty pathetic, you know? Yeah, like, I get that body count is a big bragging right among young men in particular, you know. It never appealed to me, and maybe that's because I was on antidepressants and sometimes my fucking dick wouldn't get hard. TMI. Yeah, Jesus, when I think back to I was going to say primitive years. I guess they were very primitive, weren't they? But that was an embarrassing thing, you know. Felt like I didn't get the full experience because I was embarrassed of that sort of thing happening. But I'm also a romantic. Like, I always wanted a relationship with any girl I was speaking to, whereas they just kind of wanted a casual thing. And I was kind of like, no, I like you. I want more than this, you know. And I don't think it's just because I'm autistic. I think it's my nature in general. But I'm not into the whole we'll ride and then we'll never see each other again. What's the point? I get too emotionally attached to things as well. I'm very much the type of, oh, if we're chatting and we get along, I'd like to go out on a date with you, see if we like each other, and then get a relationship from that, and I'll look after you, you know, like I'll be a good boyfriend. But I don't know, I think we've got it all arse ways now, and I'm not saying it was ever perfect, but it certainly was better than what it seems to be today. I think there's too many mind games and too much love and drama. Like, I heard something ridiculous before, you know, just a friend group of mine, and a girlfriend and a boyfriend, and the girlfriend goes, "What did you get me?" And he just goes, "What? Oh my God, you forgot? It's our 2-month anniversary or some bullshit." And I was there like, what? Like, and he's supposed to just automatically know she wants a gift for their 2-month anniversary. I think you can't celebrate and at least wait half a year into the relationship before you start going for anniversaries and shit like that. Jesus, maybe she's just very sentimental, or maybe she just wants gifts every 2 seconds, but it seems exhausting. Like, listening to people like my friend group who are in relationships, it seems fucking exhausting. The man has to pretend to be all these things that he isn't, and has to show his love every 2 seconds by buying flashy gifts. Meanwhile, they're both cheating on each other, they don't even like each other, and it's a fucking miserable relationship. And I don't think that's a real man. Someone who is just shagging everything that moves, pretends to be in a relationship with someone, pretends to be loyal but isn't. But the amount of people that do it, so I guess be that 1% that doesn't. Maybe you just want to get your dick wet. In which case, carry on going the way you're going. Look, you're going to do whatever you want regardless, but it's just an interesting topic, you know. As I said, I didn't really have many male role models growing up. Particularly not in my fucking family anyway. Nothing but bad examples there, and I always think, you know, my mum's dad, like my maternal granddad, everyone seemed to love him, you know. Everyone spoke highly of him, and I feel really, I don't know if fucked over is the right word, but not having a great relationship with my paternal grandfather, you know, my dad's dad, it feels a lot like I didn't get anything from him, and I tried. I believe I've tried as hard as I can, and it's hard to come to terms with it. You know, I know this is going to sound extremely selfish, like, believe me, I know, but I'm kind of there thinking, he has had a whole lifetime to teach me stuff, and he just keeps, telling me I'm useless, pathetic, or regurgitating the same shit to me all the time. The same bullshit stories, taking joy in people failing whilst doing absolutely fuck all with his own life. That's a very weak man, and I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about him, And I was always of the impression you have respect for your elders because they are elders, and I agree with that. I agree with myself again. I think for sure you do, but respect is earned at a certain level, and he has given me no respect whatsoever. He's treated me with utter contempt. So I'm sorry, but I don't respect him as a human being. I respect him because there's this rule in my head where he's my granddad by blood, yes, but that's where I draw the line. And he's getting to a certain point now where I'm kind of like, what a wasted life, and it's tragic, it really is. But all the advice that he could have given me had he lived any sort of a life, rather than just judging everybody else for what they were doing. And I'm terrified of turning out that way. Now that he's coming to the end of his life, I said a prayer for him the other night, and I don't want him to suffer or anything like that. Sorry, one sec.